Morning, sir. How are you?
Doing well, how are you?
Fine, thanks. Tell us, please, how you're employed.
Currently employed with Detroit Police Department.
And how long have you been a police officer with Detroit?
Close to 7.5 years.
Okay. Tell us, please, what's your current assignment?
Currently assigned to the Detroit Special Response Team.
Tell the jury, please, what exactly is the Detroit Special Response Team?
So that is the SWAT team for the Detroit Police Department.
Okay. Tell us, what are some of the responsibilities associated with a team member of the Detroit Police Special Response Team?
Okay, so our primary jobs are barricaded persons, hostage situations, dignitary protection, high-risk search warrant, and fugitive apprehension.
Okay. How often would you say that you engage in these sort of duties?
So I'm close to 60 barricade or hostage situations right now, and I would say a little over 200 warrants right now.
Okay. Is this something that is a SWAT team member or Special Response Team member you do on a daily or weekly basis?
Every day.
And how long have you been a member of the Special Response Team?
Going on 4 years.
4 years, okay. I'd like to direct your attention to about 11:30 p.m. on Friday, December the 3rd, 2021. Do you recall that date and time?
I do.
And were you working or were you called in?
I was called in.
And tell us what that means, please.
So I was probably sleeping at that time. My work phone goes off because we're always on call. So it's blasting. I wake up, you look at your phone, and depending on what you get called in, so that day we were called in for fugitive apprehension. We're told to report to the base. I reported my base.
The Detroit Police Special Response Team base?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then what do you do there?
Then I gathered all my equipment up. So, you grab your rifle, your body armor, your belt, anything you need for your objective for the night.
Okay. Were you told at that point why you were being called in specifically?
We knew we were going for 2 fugitives.
Okay. And so you got to the base and then you obtained your gear?
Correct.
And what happens next?
Then I was loaded onto the Bearcat, which is our smaller armored vehicle. And then we go from there to our assigned address.
Okay. So if I understand you correctly, there were other members of the Special Response Team with you at the base at that point?
Yes, sir.
And you said we loaded on the Bearcat, so that means other members loaded onto the vehicle as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you recall how many?
I would say around 6.
6? Okay. And you traveled together to the location you were called for?
Yes, sir.
Would that be 1111 Bellevue in Detroit?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So give us an idea sort of where this location is.
So the closest geographic I would say would be like Belle Isle.
Okay.
If you go like Belle Isle and then west off of Jefferson, it's like the closest.
Now, do you recall approximately what time that you would have arrived there?
It was late. I know we got recalled late, like almost 12. And
12 is at midnight?
12 midnight, correct.
Okay.
So I would say it took me about 20 minutes to get from my house to the base, and then after loading the equipment up, probably about 25 minutes from our base to the location.
All right. Tell us, please, what you observed when you arrived at that location.
So we were one of the last officers there because there's 2 different teams on the Special Response Team. There's a reactive team. The first guys, they have take-homes, and they go directly to the scene.
Take-home vehicles?
Correct.
Okay.
And then the second set of the team, which I'm on, they go to the base and get all the equipment, and then they go to the scene. So we were probably one of the last officers that arrived to the scene at the time.
Okay. So when you arrived there, can you give us a number, or approximately how many other law enforcement personnel you observed?
So I can't give you a hard number, but I can tell you when we pulled up in the armor, it was packed. Like I've been to a lot of stuff, right? The street was like I didn't even know what I was honestly pulling up on when we did that. When we pulled up in that small Bearcat, I was like, well, all right, I guess we're doing this. And there was tons of officers. The street was packed. It was busy.
Now, tons of officers. Are we talking about just Detroit or other departments as well?
I couldn't, like, once I got in the building, I could tell you more. But pulling up, I just seen a lot of cop cars.
Okay. So it's when you arrived, you made that observation. Did you meet with other team members?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And what happens next?
So I got off the Bearcat. I grabbed the Halligan, which is like a pry bar. So we're taught that you have to grab your Halligan and a ram because you never know what you're going into.
Can you describe what those 2 things are, please?
Yeah, so your Halligan, it's going to have like a sharp point on it and like rabbit tails on the end of it, and it's like a bar like this big.
Are you talking about 3 feet long or so?
I would say, yeah.
Okay.
Safe to say. Then you have your ram, And we use a maritime ram, so it's probably about this big. It's like 35 pounds, and it has a block on it about that big.
Okay, just so we have a little bit of idea of making a record here, about a foot and a half long, or?
2 feet, safe to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said there's an end on it?
A square end, yeah.
A square end, and that's, what, 6 inches diameter?
Yeah, I would say it's safe to say, yeah.
Okay. And what is that made out of, if you know?
It's enough to break the door down, so
Okay.
it's steel.
Okay. And you said it's about 35 pounds?
Yes.
All right. So you grab those 2 tools, and then what happens?
I grabbed the Hallion. So
The Hallion.
it'd be too much to carry your rifle, all your equipment, a ram and halo. So I grabbed the Hallion. I came off the barricade, and then I made entry to the door. It was like a smaller door. I remember coming in and then going left. And when I got in, there was like a lot of officers there, my team members there, guys in jeans with like police vests on, like a marshal. There was a lot going on when I walked in.
Okay, I'm going to show you what's been admitted as People's 306. Is that photograph in front of you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And do you recognize what's in this photograph?
Yes, sir.
And tell me what this is, please.
That's the scene where we responded to.
Okay. And is that photograph fairly accurately depict what that building was on the evening or the night of December the 3rd, 2021?
Oh yeah, it was. I mean, to me, you gotta think I'm coming in at 1 a.m. Dark time. It was a warehouse.
Okay.
That's what I remember there.
And here's 307. Is this the same building, just different view?
Yeah, that looks like the door I walked in. See how it's like a smaller door?
To the left of the picture here?
Yeah, to the left, right there. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I recall walking into a door similar to that.
Okay. And tell us again what you encountered when you went in that door.
So I came in and then I went left. And when I came in, I remember I had my team members here, which our team members, they're very like distinctive. Like we all wear black, and you have your SRT patch on, and you have your Kevlar helmet on. We're very distinct. And then you have other officers like patrol or unmarked officers. So I knew who I was going to rendezvous with my team.
Okay, so you have one standard uniform, SRT guys.
Correct.
Okay, and you mentioned earlier individuals with jeans and vests that say police or...
Correct.
Okay,
Yep.
so when you walked in at that point, could you give us an idea of how many law enforcement personnel you saw?
There was a lot.
Okay, a lot is in more than 10?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
more than 20?
Safe to say there was, I would say, 20 if not more.
Okay. And this building here, depicted in People's Exhibit 307, there's multiple floors?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, when you walked in, you mentioned you rendezvous with your team.
Yes,
Tell
sir.
us what happens next.
So we moved, I met up with my sergeant, and they told us that what we're going to do, we're going to start moving through this building. We're going to be looking for these fugitives. So SRT will clear the first level, second level, third level, and move on up. So once we got in there, I remember coming in. There was a hallway to the right, there was a hallway to the left, and then it kind of went like this, and there was like 2 bathrooms on the side here.
Okay. So, did Detroit police have one specific assignment then?
Detroit police?
The SRT, yes.
Yes, at that time, correct.
Okay. So tell us what happened going through this initial assignment.
So we were looking for 2 fugitives. We started on the first level, and we started breaking down doors.
Okay. Let me pause you right there. Breaching or breaking down doors. Tell us, please, what that entails.
So you're using that ram that I kind of explained, right? It's usually one of the bigger guys on the team. It's a specific form. It's the way you swing back, and you're using a ram specifically to bypass the lock on a door. So you're pushing it in with the forks.
Okay. Did you use this tool on one door or multiple doors on the first floor?
I would call us using it on multiple. I would say not more than 3, but I would say at least 2 to 3.
Okay. And that's on the first floor. What about on the second or third floors?
So I remember before we even got there, we had K9 down there too, which was with us.
K9 is in police dogs?
Correct.
Okay.
From there, somebody notified our team that 2 fugitives may be possibly on the second floor, and they never came down. So we went upstairs. When we got upstairs, there was another SWAT team. It wasn't. I'm not sure what SWAT team it was. It could have been a federal SWAT team.
It wasn't Detroit, though.
No, it was not Detroit.
Okay.
So we got up there. They told us that there was locked doors, but they cleared the open doors at that time. So sooner or later, our team got a hold of a ring, like full of keys, and I'm talking like it was a ring, like 100 keys. And there you go. Well, these are the keys to this building. Use it, so stop breaking down our doors. So we started unlocking doors in the second story and clearing it out. And,
Okay. That's on the second floor?
correct,
Okay, but that's after doors were already breached on the first floor?
correct.
Okay. This is Exhibit 309, just to confirm, this is the same building, 1111 Bellevue, Detroit, just from a different view?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay, correct, okay, thank you.